So the new drama replacing The Impossible Heir is called Blood Free, and it stars Ji-hoon and Hyo-joo. Hyo-joo is a scientist. She's trying to get people to consume beef, meat, fish, and even mink coats and clothing that are animal cruelty free, which is a very noble cause. She announces that in 6 months' time, she's also going to be able to produce genetically modified grains. It means that farmers and everybody within that value chain will be out of work or will be in competition with her. So Ji-hoon is a bodyguard who is trying to find out who was responsible for a terror attack that unalived a lot of his fellow soldiers. He's a soldier, now turned bodyguard, on a quest. He has set his sights on our female lead, so he signs up to be her bodyguard. So on the day that Ji-hoon decides to be her bodyguard, all hell is breaking loose because the CEO is under a ransomware attack and the hackers have control of her documents, and she needs to pay a ransom of about $80 million to get her documents back. On the same day, one of her staff member gets into an accident and she's in a coma. So it's like everything that can go wrong is happening at the same time. And it also looks like the terror attack is coming from within the organization. She's now faced with suspecting her trusted team, which is everybody in this triangle. And this guy here on the right is super suspicious. He's the president of Korea at the time. And it looks like he's the mastermind of everything. He's a sly MFO because, I know as the series unfolds, we'll be able to get more insights into him, but there's something not right about him. He's 2 episodes out already. Next week, Wednesday, we get another 2, and it's just 10 episodes total. And I'm really, really looking forward to it because it has a whole blend of, there's espionage, there's suspense, there's some action. And there is this, brooding thing about Ji-hoon's character. It's totally different from where we saw him in Hyena. He was all bustly and, vibrant, but he has a brooding, ex-military man kind of vibe, and it's just something to eat up. And our female lead also is like, soft voiced and, she's a strong woman, but she's soft spoken. And then there's this energy, intelligence that is oozing off her. And it just makes a beautiful connection. Their chemistry is working. So where we left up in after episode 1 and 2 of Blood Free, she has paid the ransom, but it turns out, of all people to suspect, because he had told her to look internally, that it was one of her people. And then it turned out to be the scientist that created the organic meat and everything. He was the one who planned the entire ransomware and planned to run away to meet his son. But unfortunately, the lady who had the accident caught him, and a whole kind of works. Like I said, I was suspicious last week of the prime minister and the president. Turns out that the current prime minister is the grandson of the president, meaning they're all in on it together. And now they're being very, very vocal about their intention. They want to buy her company. And it looks like they are sick because the grandfather was asking the grandson or something about, are you okay? Are you healthy? Let your father do the running around and all that. So I think that they think that her research lab has something that will help them or save their life. So they are doing everything in their power to get her out of business so that they can take over her company. So our female lead is a little suspicious because she's cooking up something in her lab. I think she's running an experiment, but she didn't have human test subjects. Whatever it is she's cooking in her lab is what the president, his father, and his grandfather are interested in. I'm not suspicious, but I'm wondering if Lee Moo-sang would turn out to be, a bad guy in this drama, because in Hyde he's a total scumbag. The way he's portraying his role here, I'm a little suspicious and like there might be something up with him. Our bodyguard, on the other hand, at the end of episode 4 has been shot, but now they have trauma bonded again in another situation. So not to scare her enough to sell off her business. It wasn't enough for them to unalive the doctor who ran away with her 81 because they killed him mid-flight on his way to meet his son in Phoenix, and the media and everyone is blaming her. I just feel that the entire thing is orchestrated and engineered by the president, the prime minister, and his father, so that she will be frustrated enough, out of business, and fear for her life, so that she will eventually, you know, hand over the company. But I have a feeling that our male lead, who supposedly is supposed to be a mole and a spy for the prime minister and the grandfather, will switch sides, because he's just after justice. He's just after justice for his men, and when he sees and he notices what is happening, he's not going to, you know, play ball with them anymore. So let's hope for the best in episode 5 and 6. I hope you enjoyed the episode. So make this make sense. You develop a prototype suit that can protect your bodyguard from danger. It cannot catch fire. If they try to use knife or anything, you know, harmful, it would protect you. It's kind of like a bulletproof jacket to shield you from harm, keep you safe and alive. But then this bodyguard decides to fight some. Not he decided. He's fighting somebody. And in the middle of the fight, he takes off the jacket and flings it on the floor. And I'm like, where is the sense in that? And then he gets stabbed. And then I'm wondering at this man again. You just called 911. Right at the moment when you about to run to catch the guy, police shows up and they arrest you and think you are the culprit. Talk about perfect time. I just have to say that though Blood Free is slow paced, and we have 4 episodes left, I'm wondering what's going to happen in the next 4, because we finally seen what they are hiding in that lab. It's a lab that can recreate body parts, and looks like Grandpa, the former president, former prime minister, wants new legs, hence wanting the lab, and father of the prime minister wants to live forever. But it looks like prime minister is ill because we see him taking pills. So all guns are out, because they've now seen evidence that her lab can work wonders and can solve what they want. The president's fire is so shocking and inhumane. He wants to have an operation on our bodyguard so he can see the kind of material that was used to regenerate him, so that his own company can copy it, because he wants to live forever. Human beings are just a weird bunch. But anyway, we have 4 episodes left. It's slow, but it's interesting. I hope you're watching Blood Free too, because it's the only thing keeping us sane on Wednesdays. I'll see you in the next one. So Blood Free episode 7 and 8, we now know who the villains are. The prime minister, as we all suspected, is just out to live forever, meaning he shares the same goal as his father. And the biggest reveal today was the villain in the office. So we were right for suspecting her, because she's a spy of the prime minister's father. She's really a tough spy, because she has denied everything. She has refused to confess, even though the evidence is there. I have to give it to our female lead. She's one tough cookie. She's refused to bow to the power of the prime minister. She wants to be able to give the world the gift of freedom, organs, so that they can live longer, no more cancer, no more whatever it is. But the prime minister and his family want to hoard it, so that they will be the privileged individuals who can live forever and not share the technology. So he's going after her in full force, and she refused. As in, this woman is like my hero. She goes to do like a public announcement, like telling everybody, this is what we have developed. If you want to be a test subject, if you are ill, you have cancer, you have whatever, come out. She took them unawares, and she's saying that I will not be subdued. Girl power! Another big reveal from this episode is the prime minister's grandfather's assassination attempt. Next week is going to be on fire, because we have burning fires and burning bridges everywhere. The father-in-law, which is the grandfather, former president, has just found out that his son-in-law tried to unalive him, and the female lead has announced to the world that she has created a technology where she can create organs, and anyone that is willing to be a test subject can come forward. But the prime minister is doing everything to make sure people don't take advantage of it, and he's using the law and the legal system to go after her. So it's gonna be bloody, and it's gonna be the final 2 episodes. So please watch Blood Free, because fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. I'll see you in the next one. I'll see you next week.
I killed them all. They're dead. Every single one of them. And not just the men, but the women. And the children, too.